Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Someone's been doing some yard work. Hello. Say hi in the chat, people, if you would like. If not, then don't. But anyway, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday evening to each and every one of you in here. I hope your Thursday has been great. Y'all hear that pit bull? That's a pit bull. He's a baby though. He's a baby. He can't be any more than a year. He can't be any more than a year old. So his bark is not so big yet. His bark is not so big yet. Thank you guys for coming into the live and walking with me. You can thumbs up if you like. If you don't, it's no problem. It's no problem. It's no big deal. I prefer you leave a comment, a good comment, a nice comment, a positive comment. And if you don't do that, it's no big deal either because you're passing through here, whether it's for a second or two or three, a minute or two or three. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming through as I walk. Just got done exercising, so I'm cooling down. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those hearts. I appreciate it. And those smiley faces, I appreciate each and every one of you guys because you didn't have to do it, but you did. So that's support to me. That is support to me. And I'm thankful and grateful for it. Today's Thursday. I hope you guys have had a great Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. I know many of you guys are looking forward to Friday to get your weekend started. And if you don't mind, tell me what your plans are for the weekend. No specific details, but if you're going to catch a movie, if you're going to go skating, shopping, dinner, treating yourself out to dinner. What are you guys doing this weekend? Let me know. Let me know if you don't mind. Give me some ideas. Give some other people some ideas. If you're planning on just sitting around the house and chilling out, guess what? That's a plan, okay? That's a plan. That's a great plan. Chill out and get you some rest. Watch some Netflix, Peacock, Hulu, something. I don't know any particular shows to tell you to watch because I don't really watch TV like that. I don't watch shows. I don't watch a lot of them anyway. What's going on, homeless in America? How you doing? Cool Gamer, what's going on, Cool Gamer? What you guys up to? Hope y'all having a good day, a good Thursday. Hope you got some plans for the weekend. Something nice, fun, exciting. All of the three. Treat yourself. Hope you're treating yourselves this weekend. I hope you've been good. I hope you guys are being good. Good to yourselves and good to other people. Homeless says, what's up, Cool Gamer? Pretty good, homeless. Pretty good. Doing good. You guys got any plans this weekend? I think most of us are going to do the same thing that we always do. And for many of us, that's just chill out, right? Just chill out. Sometimes that's all you need to do. What's going on, Big Kane? Hey, bro. Sometimes chilling out is all we need to do. Like, get a break from work. You know, some people have to work on the weekend, so hopefully none of you guys have to work this weekend. Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this weekend and have some good quality fun. Good quality you time. You time. Go out. Do something you haven't done in a long time. I know everybody in this live has something they haven't done in a long time. So take this weekend to go out and do something you haven't done in a long time. You know, it might not wash all your worries away, but you can have some fun. Just got off work a couple of hours ago, gonna do a live walk myself. Okay, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I know you're glad to be off work, homeless. I know you're glad to be off work. That's a good feeling. Go to work, get it in, and get it done. Go to work, get it in, and get it done. So will that be your first live for today? Because I know you usually go live like, what, 2 or 3 times a day? So what y'all think about that? That's a Mustang. That's a Mustang. What y'all think about that? Ford Mustang. A true classic. Even if it's a new model, that's a true classic right there. Ford Mustang. Okay, you only work 2 days a week? Yeah, definitely. Hey, 2 days a week, homeless. That's better than no work at all. Like you said, it's better than no work at all. It's so many people who they can't get any work at all. You know, they can't get any work at all. They say, I mean, I have friends like all over the United States, right? And a lot of people are saying that, you know, there are jobs everywhere. That could be true, but a lot of the times, the pay rate at these jobs, people they figure out a different way. Hey, Key Kitchen. Key Kitchen say, hey, Lions Pride. Hey, everyone. Hey. Hey, Key Kitchen, what are you doing on this Thursday? Look, the eve to the weekend's eve. That's what Thursday is. The eve to the weekend's eve. You got any plans, Key Kitchen, for the weekend? If you don't, hey, that's all good. Like I was telling the guys, treat yourself. Even if treating yourself means not leaving the house, just kicking the feet up, watching some good old TV shows. And I was saying, I have these apps, but I don't watch them. I hear so many people talk about shows, either like dramas or these celebrity game shows. We were talking about that the other day. And yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch YouTube and I do other stuff. Now I'll watch some old stuff on YouTube, like they talk about old movie stars and stuff like that. I watch that kind of stuff. And I like to watch a lot of the family channels and stuff. Now some stuff I just haven't been watching lately. Like I'll go and say hello and I kind of dip. But I've been enjoying the fishing channels, the family channels, stuff like that. Have some spa time. Oh, yes. Hey, Sassy. Sassy says, hey, Lions Pride in chat. Hey, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, everybody. Sassy, I'm trying to get everybody to treat themselves this weekend, okay? It doesn't always take a lot of money. Treating yourself can mean just sitting back, kicking the feet up and having a nice quiet weekend at home. You know, it can mean splurging. If you've been trying to eat right, you've been eating good. Look, I salute that. Keep pushing, keep doing that. But I always have you a cheat day. I always have you a cheat day. Hey, if you don't need a cheat day, then that's great. But usually if you have a cheat day, you do better. You do better. What's going on, James Money? Hey. Hey, James Money 615, how you doing? See Cool Gamer speaking to homeless. But yeah, like homeless was saying, he works 2 days a week. That's good, homeless. Maybe those 2 days can turn into 3 days, 4, 5. But even if they don't, you know, working 2 is better than none. Working 2 is better than none. And a lot of times, y'all, depends on what the job is. Sometimes depending on what the job is, you don't have to work but 2 or 3 days. If that job is paying good, you don't have to work but 2 or 3 days. If that job is stress-free, you know, that's a good thing. Maybe you don't want to work, but maybe you only want 2 or 3 days. But even if you want more, having 2 is better than none. It's a start, okay? It's a start. Sassy says, I plan on getting me a deep tissue massage this weekend. Look, y'all, that sounds good, Sassy. That reminded me of something I saw today. It was called an oxygen facial. Have you ever heard of that? And have you ever had one? For those of you who've heard of it, have you ever had one? An oxygen facial. That sounds so good. An oxygen facial sounds like it would feel so good. An oxygen facial. It was $99 though. It was $99. And I'm like, what do they do? I've never heard of an oxygen facial. But it sounds good. It sounds like it feels good too. Got a few content creators in this chat. Cool Gamer, Homeless in America, Big Kane. Big Kane dropped by. He dropped the eyes in there. James Money 615, Key Kitchen and more. Y'all please check each other out. Sassy has been dropping content. Please check each other out. Like the content. Support the content creator. That's all that I ask. That's all I ask. It's all about encouragement, motivation, positivity, and uplifting. So even if that content is not your particular cup of tea, if it's positive and it's good and it's educational and informative, give them a thumbs up. Leave them a comment. Let them know you came by. All right. Cool Gamer says, hi, Sassy. Sassy says, I had a facial done, but not the one you're talking about. Have you heard of that, Sonia? An oxygen facial? I never heard of it until today. Never heard of it until today. But I know one thing, that deep tissue massage that you're talking about, that sounds lovely. I have heard of those, and that sounds lovely. You haven't heard of it either? Okay. And look, I saw it. I was like driving by this spa place. I was passing this spa place, and that's where I saw the sign. So I guess you get those in spas. I'm sure you probably can get it in a doctor's office. You know how doctor's offices have those weight loss clinics attached to them. Sometimes they have like spa therapy, they have weight loss clinics attached to them. Some of them have like spa areas to the back or on the side, in addition to their doctor's office. But I'm thinking this might be something that you can get certified in. So if it is, that's a good thing. Something because people get certified in massage therapy, and they make pretty good money. So if you're good with those hands, you know how to give a good massage. Maybe massage therapy is something that you can get certified in. Sounds like a fun job. Sounds like a job where you can make your own hours. You know, choose your own, choose who you decide to service or not service. Set your own prices according to, you know, how well you are with those hands. You got to be good. Look, if you're going to charge people a lot of money, you got to be good with the hands, right? If you're going to charge people a lot of money, you got to be good with the hands. But that does sound like a career. That sounds like a career. I don't know. Like I've known people that massage therapists, and that seems like a lot of work. It seems like I think they work. You know, when I'm always talking about working out, you know, the more you work your body, the better. But sometimes there's certain things that you do repetitively that, you know, that they aren't so good. Kind of like typing. You know, back in the day when people used to, well, even today, if you're on the computer a lot, you know, typing a lot, all that hand movement like that. Hand movement is great, but you need to kind of get those fingers massaged, get those hands massaged, do some stress balls and squeeze the stress balls. Because all that typing, a lot of people say it contributes to their carpal tunnel. A lot of people say it contributes to their carpal tunnel. So, you know, and I can see that because that's not really like exercise. That's just like constant, repetitive, constant, I mean, for hours at a time. So, yeah, for those who have carpal tunnel syndrome, I think things like stress balls and massages, other types of exercises, you know, tapping the fingers, placing your hand on the table, lifting each finger up so many times, things like that tend to help with those when you have those issues with your fingers. But yeah, I just feel like massage therapists, they get paid a lot of money if they're good at what they do, and they should. They should. Because just think about it. I bet when they get home, their hands are so tired. That's just like physical therapists. A lot of physical therapists give those deep tissue massages. So I remember, I may have told y'all this before. I remember I was getting therapy, and the head one was the best one, and then the second best one was the second one in charge. But that other one, and there were a couple who were good too, but that third one, oh my gosh. Her excuse was that she had small hands. And so we were like, well, you're in the wrong business then. You're in the wrong business. And see, that would be, I can understand her saying that because some people are just hard to please, you know? Some people are just hard to please. But if that's your reasoning for not being able to give a massage, then you maybe need to do something else. Maybe you shouldn't do that part of the therapy, right? You shouldn't do that part of it. You should be like, hey, I can do this. I can help them with the exercises. I can show them how to do this. I can show them how to lift. I can show them how to perform the exercises the correct way. But if it comes to something, don't put me, don't, you know, that's just like a something. You know, like a kid. Hi, I'm 3 Minutes. Hey, hosting everyone, how are you? How are you today? How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Welcome into the live. Thank you for coming in, and thank you to the 7 people who thumbs up the live. I appreciate you. And thank you to all those who were sending me those hearts and smiley faces when I first got on here. I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll just say it that way. I appreciate all of you. So Sonia plans on getting her a deep tissue massage. M3, what are your plans for the weekend? Since we're right now, this is the eve to the weekend's eve. What are your plans for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend? Do you have anything special planned? Hey, Brilliant. Hey. Hey, Brilliant. Brilliant says, Lunch Pride Evening, sis, cool gamer. How you doing, Brilliant? Brilliant, I have been thinking about you. Thinking about you and your family. Still sending prayers to you and your family. Still sending prayers to you and your family. I have been thinking about you. Um, I know it's been a difficult time, but we're sending prayers. It's really hard to, say anything to someone during a time like this other than that you're sending prayers and that you're thinking about them. And I sincerely am thinking about you and your family, your whole family. Look at all these pine cones falling again. There's so many pine cones around here, pine trees around here. So many. Y'all, he looked at me like I was trying to let you cross the street. He gave me this funny look and I'm looking like, dude, I'm not in a hurry, okay? I'm not in a hurry, okay? I appreciate the gesture. I appreciate you thinking about the pedestrian. But I'm not in a hurry. I'm looking around. I'm being nosy. I'm cooling down, okay? I'm cooling down. Sassy says, I had a massage therapist. She had small hands. She hooked me up. All my tense muscles were released. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, I can see what she's saying about having small hands. Maybe she's not as good, but on the same token, or on the flip side of the coin, sometimes you get somebody with big hands who just aren't good. So like you said, Sonya, your therapist, she had small hands, but she was good. So when she would tell people that, people would just kind of blank stare. Like I said, we understood what she was saying. For her, she felt like her hands being small meant, but then it could have been an excuse. It could have been an excuse. But at the same time, it could have been true. Maybe to her it was true that she couldn't, maybe she felt like that was the reason she couldn't perform as well as others. Perform the massages as well as others. So I get that. But at the same time, you could have someone with big hands and they may not be so good at it. You can have someone with big hands and they may not be so good at it. Sassy says, praying for you are brilliant. Green says, I'm here, sis, missing my nephew a lot. Thanks for the prayers. I appreciate you, sis. You always say the right thing. Sis, thank you. You are appreciated. I try to, Brilliant. I try because, it's hard to say the right thing in some situations, but all you can do is, let people know that you're thinking about them, that, they're appreciated, that their loved one, was special, is special, and will always be special. Because I remember you talking about, what you would miss about him. So just know that he is special and he'll continue to be special. You just have to, hang on to the memories that you have and the things that he used to do that was unique to him and you, for him and you. And so I don't know if people ever get over losing someone. I think God allows them to deal with it in time. Some people, it takes them a long time, a really, really long time, a lot longer than others. But what we can't do, we can never judge how long it should take anyone to go through the process. I think sometimes as people, we often want to say that a person should feel or go about things the way that we would, or we should, or we think that we would or should. We can't do that. You can do it, but you wouldn't be justified in doing it. Like, you just never know. You don't know people's relationships. You know, you don't. You really, really don't. Sassy says, right, it could work both ways. Smaller became, yeah, right, Sassy. I'm like, girl, you can have some good technique with those little hands. You know, you have some people, they may say, and it may be a common thing to say, you know, she may have learned that in school because maybe that's what she wants to do. And maybe she just couldn't get it right because more than me noticed it. So I bet you maybe in school, her professors probably said, look, you're going to have to pep it up. But you know, as long as she learned what she needs to learn, past her clinical phase, maybe she knew in her heart, well, this is what I really want to do. So I will be effective for someone. Because let's think about it. Somebody else could come in and they could really probably truly enjoy her massages. Because, you know, hard to believe, but a lot of people don't really enjoy, especially like when they're getting therapy. They don't want you to be too heavy-handed. So there is a group of people for her. There's a group of people for her. Some people don't really want you to be heavy-handed. But hey, I know some people with small hands who are heavy-handed. And I know some people with big hands, and I'm thinking like, what in the world? I expected so much more from this massage. It's not deep. It's not relaxing. Oh my gosh, let me go over here to little hands. Let me go over here to little hands. Cool Gamer says, hello, Brilliant. Brilliant says, I'm genuinely heartbroken. He just got married. Oh my gosh, 3 weeks ago, sis. Only 21 years old. His 2-year-old will never have his dad. I'm angry at gun violence in our nation. It has to stop. Oh my gosh. You know what, Brilliant? That's a whole conversation that needs to be had by millions and millions and millions of people. But the sad thing about it is the people who are in the position to do something about it just won't do anything about it. You know, they fall back on you can make all the legislation in the world. It's not going to stop people from obtaining illegal, you know, objects. I'll say it like that. It's not going to stop people from obtaining illegal objects. That's true. But at the same time, it does still seem like there's a lot that could be done from those who are in positions to do things, you know, to make those type of decisions, you know? So the first thing they want to talk about is like stricter punishment. Well, that can work to a degree, you know, stricter laws can work as well. But they want to say, well, you don't want to take away people's rights. Well, you don't want to take away people's rights. But there are some things government wants to be, seems like they want to have. It seems like government is so funny. Certain members of government want to have their hands in everything that we do, especially when it involves women and other, you know, certain things. They want to have their hand in everything that you do. But a lot of the things that they should put their hands in, maybe have a heavier hand on, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I don't care what party you're in. If you look at this nation and you see something trending a certain way, and it's been trending that way for a while, there are things that you can do about it. That is the whole purpose of your job. That's the whole purpose of your job. Sassy says, right, because those deep tissue massages hurt. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. So when you get those done, you got to make sure that the right person is doing those. Because you want them to be just right. And you know, each person is different. You may have some people who like really like it. They like it. They like it when you like really, really go hard, okay? And then you have some, they like it kind of hard, but not too hard. And then you have some people who, they just want a good rub, you know? They just want a good rub. Just a good rub relaxes them. Just a good rub relaxes them. So to me, it doesn't matter the size. Like I said, I can see a little bit what she's saying. Like if she just, you know, especially if she admits it. If she admits it. You got some people, they won't admit it. They'll say you're the problem. At least she was like, I got little hands. That's all I can do. So like I said, some people say that she uses that as an excuse, but some, they're like, nah, I think she's telling the truth. Because when you're trying to massage somebody, if you're faking it, it's kind of easy to tell. It's like you're not putting anything into it. Now they say put your back into it. You're not putting anything into it. So you can tell if they're fake. Bree says, especially among our youth, yes, that's what is the most heartbreaking. I'm sick of watching my friends and family laying their babies to rest. Kids should not have them. Right. Um, the person who took his life was 17. Oh my gosh. Did he know him? Brilliant. Oh my God. Still on the loose. So sad. He's 17 years old and he's still on the loose. So I wonder who knows where he is. I wonder who knows where he is. How are you? I better get out of it. Or was it something that happened and he hit the wrong person by mistake? Did they know each other or did they hit the wrong person by mistake? Because they're 21 years old. 21. You're legal. I mean, at 21? That's what legal drinking age, 21? I mean, you can join the military at 18. You can drive at 15, get your permit, drive at 16 in most places. But 21, at 21, I think everywhere, you still have to be 21 to legally drink. So at 17, what are you doing? Gun laws are so funny. It just kind of depends on where you live. It depends on where you live, what laws, the laws that are in place. But most of the time, a 17-year-old, why? What do you need with it? And I know a lot of times, there are things going on where people get into things and, they feel like they need to be protected, but my goodness, it's truly sad, truly sad. So hopefully someone will talk him into turning himself in. Hopefully someone will talk him into turning himself in, because once that happens, you guys will get more information, or you'll know more about what exactly was he thinking. What was he thinking? You'll get to know more about what he was thinking at 17 years old to do what he did. So, right now it's like you just really want to know. You always want to know why. You always want to know why. Sometimes you may have some details and you may think that but until you talk to that person who did it, you have so many questions. You have so many questions. Unfortunately, he was affiliated with gangs in his youth. Oh, okay. And tried to get out and get married and do the right thing, but it cost him his life. It was okay. Oh my gosh. What? See, that's the thing with that. Don't get in. If you can, because they go after people. They see these young kids and stuff. It's been like that since forever. Since gangs since they were created. They go after people. And if you don't want to join, they threaten you. If you join and try and get out, they threaten you. So what is the person to do? What is the person to do? If you don't want to join, again, they basically force you. And that's why so many people will end up, if they know about it, they'll send their kids to live with other family members elsewhere where it's less activity. You know, if they have someone that they can send them to, they'll send them to someone else where it's less activity. But the thing about it is, again, sometimes they try to force people in. And then once you're in and they want to get out, they try to force you to stay. And if you don't stay or you try to get out, they look at that as a slap in the face. They look at that as a slap in the face. Brian says, that's why I tell my boys it's very important to have the right friends and not underestimate who you affiliate yourself with. Exactly. You know, because Brian, I don't know if you remember, but you remember the young lady that went to Mexico? Where was she from? South Carolina or North Carolina? Somewhere like that. And she went to Mexico and her friends turned on her the way that they did. Now, there's no way in the world, I don't think, that they had already pre-planned that. That they pre-planned that. Exactly, Lions. Kids have no idea what they are getting themselves into. Exactly. And you know, sometimes they don't tell their parents, so it's harder. And sometimes they don't tell their parents because they've been threatened that if you say anything, you know, something's going to be done. And to your family. And they mean that. Like, what is your mindset that you could tell someone that if they don't join up with you and click and link up with you, that you're going to hurt them or their family? What type of mindset is that? And a lot of times people will say, well, gang members, they typically join gangs because they don't have, you know, families of their own, or their families aren't really intact, not good relationships. Well, okay, you can say that, but my thing is, if your family's not intact, you don't have good relationships of your own, how do you think that you're going to find that in someone who's not related to you? How do you feel like you're going to find that? And I see them till this day, 60 years old. Some of them on YouTube, some of them in real life. You know, they talk about it on social media. 60 years old, and they still talking about that stuff. Still talking about that stuff. And I'm like proudly, still talking about that stuff proudly. And I'm like, so if that's the reason some of them are doing it, then, you know, because they have poor family relationships, how do they feel like they're going to make other people have established good relationships with other people? Because you're making them be a part of your organization or whatever you have going on. You're making them affiliate with you. And unless, you know, like I said, unless that person gets to a point where they tell their parents, and most young people don't like to tell their parents about that kind of stuff. Again, they've threatened them. They've said what they're going to do if they say anything. So they won't say anything. And a lot of kids are in gangs and their parents don't even know until the leader of the gang during it comes to the house and say, hey, I'm his daddy now, or something like that. You know? And they even say it to somebody's father. You know, until they get the right father. Until they get the right father. But, you know, sometimes people will send their kids away, you know, or they will move the family because they know how serious that is, and they'll do anything that they can to avoid it, even if it means uprooting and moving. But, you know, everybody can't do that. Everybody can't uproot and move like that. Hi, Betty. Retirement Day says, hello, everyone. Brian says, yes, I do, sis. After she paid for her friend's entire trip, yeah, to go with her. Not okay. Definitely not okay. Lions Pride, we are grateful that his baby is alive. He was in the car. Oh, my goodness. Yes. So this was like he kind of rolled by. Oh, my goodness. I hate that so much. And then thank goodness, thank God, the baby is okay. And, you know, I know people may say that the baby he's not going to remember, but you don't know. I remember things from when I was a toddler, all these different techniques they have now of kind of getting into people's mind. You could probably hypnotize somebody or do some other type of therapy, and they could probably tell you everything that they remember from the time that they were born. Whether it was at 6 months or whether it was a year, whether it was at 2 years old or 3 years old. They can probably go far back and tell you everything that they remember, you know? And Because we can do it sometimes now, even without that. Even without somebody probing or somebody trying to, get us into a state of going back so far. I remember some things that happened when I was like 2 or 3 years old, you know? So each person is different. We don't really remember how far back a person can remember. People may say, well, the baby's not going to remember. You don't really know that. Yes, age plays a part, but the trauma plays a part as well. How traumatic it is, or it was, that plays a part as well. So how traumatic it was plays a part as well. He may not remember all the details, but he may remember certain things, that happened when it happened. Yeah, he may not remember each and every detail, but he may remember certain things that happened when it happened. Yes, that's what I worry about the most, sis. Hopefully he won't. And hopefully if he does, it'll come out in a way that you guys know, and you can get him help, the help that he needs to deal with it. Hopefully if he does, it'll come out in a way that you can give him the help that he needs to deal with. There's my little buddy go, y'all. He fussing at me. Look at him. He's so tiny. He saw me coming. He saw me way before I got up here. He saw me. He was ready for me. Yeah, he saw me. He saw me way. I was like 2 or 3 houses down. He saw me. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you really, in that situation like that, you really don't even know. You hope that if he does, hopefully I can't even say hopefully he won't. My thing is, if he does ever have there are going to be certain questions if it comes back. Hopefully if he does, hopefully he won't hold it in. Hopefully he won't hold it in, because now he has to grow up. He'll know at some point. He's going to know, what happened, that someone did that to his father. And it may be at that point where he starts to try to remember. Sometimes it just takes a person, they may not remember, but when they learn some of the circumstances, sometimes it takes them trying to remember. So if he does remember, just hopefully the family will know, and hopefully he'll make it known that he remembers, or he's trying to remember. And then he can get the help that he needs to cope with it and deal with it. Because if he does ever remember any part of it, then he needs someone to talk to him. He's going to need someone to talk to professionally. Family, of course, but also professionally. We've been praying over him nonstop. We are in the process of moving his wife and son out of here and get them started on counseling immediately. Yes. I remember. So was he close to you, like distance-wise? Because I remember you said that you had to travel, Brilliant. I remember you guys having to travel a little bit. So was he like a couple of hours away? A few hours away? How far was he from you? Two hours away? Okay. And see, you just never know. You never know. That gang activity can be any and everywhere. It can be anywhere. It can be everywhere. Some areas you hear about it and you're like, they have gangs there? They can have them anywhere. Sadly, they can be anywhere. That's the saddest part. They can be anywhere. Sometimes you think of the smallest town. You can think of the smallest towns in America, and they'll tell you that they've had gang, issues. Some of the smallest towns, they'll tell you they've had gang issues. Oh my gosh, y'all. I saw a cat. Someone had hid him And I would have thought they would clean them up. They didn't clean them up. Oh my goodness. Those pine cones again. All these pine cones just are falling. Just are falling. Mushrooms. I can't stand that. It takes a nasty person to be passing a manhole and to try and stuff a bag in the manhole, a garbage bag. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Brian says, I live 2 hours away in Seattle, sis, and the cold part is Ellensburg is a small town and it's a real shock. Well, see, it sounds like it was a small town. And that's why I'm thinking, like, you just never know. You never know. Even in small towns, the activity can be, like, out of hand. It can be out of hand. It can truly be out of hand. It really can. So we're just praying for you. You know, I know people say that, and it's like, it probably doesn't make you feel any better. You know, and then there are sometimes it probably does make you feel better. So, you know, don't feel guilty for however you feel, because it's just something that's truly, truly, truly horrific to have to deal with. His age, the fact that he was trying to do better. You know, a lot of times people just don't want you to do better. And that's sad. A lot of times people just don't want you to do better. And a lot of times that's when they get the angriest. They get the angriest at you when they feel like you're doing better and you've left them behind. People are so selfish. You know, they feel like they get the angriest at other people when those people are doing better, trying to improve, you know, trying to live out their dreams, you know, their aspirations, just trying to make life better for themselves. Brian says that's lazy, sis. Yes, just stuffing the trash in a manhole. That's just like, and I hate it. And it's getting worse. Like, it wasn't like that. It's getting worse. So, I mean, and then it takes effort. It takes, honestly, they're lazy. But then think about how much effort did you have to take to open the car door, because I think that's what happened. Somebody probably was it was like, pull up to your nearest gas station or something like that. They have those bigger garbage cans and just put it over in there. Instead of putting it on the side of the road or putting it in the manhole. It's just nasty. Yeah, it's just lazy, sis, lazy. Sassy says, right. Brian says, this conversation is a blessing, sis. I definitely appreciate you. I'm glad I hopped back on. I missed you. Folks always do get angry. Yeah, when you separate and do better. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad this conversation helped you, Brilliant. Because again, you never really know what to say to someone. You try to encourage them, but you know, sometimes you just really wonder, like, how can I encourage them when something like this so horrific has happened? But you just, you know, you do the best that you can do and say what you can say, and just try to be empathetic. Just try to, you know, have some sympathy and some empathy for people. You know, and I know sometimes, you know, even when a person says something that's wrong, you know, typically you can tell if they're trying to come from a good place and they just say something that just may not have been inappropriate, but just may not have been the right way, said the right way. Some people don't know how to practice tact, and sometimes it's not always intentional. So, you know, when those times happen, you just kind of have to, you know, let that go. Because sometimes people do say things and they're trying to be helpful, but they say it the wrong way. So just surround yourself with people who tend to say things in a good way, mean well, and just, you know, I feel like the less you talk, you say something and kind of be done with it, the better off you are. But at the same time too, sometimes you just feel like a person needs you to talk to them. So, sometimes you talk a little bit longer about it because sometimes a person just needs to hear somebody else talk to them. Maybe they've talked to family, maybe they've talked to close friends. Sometimes, your most encouragement from someone who you don't see on a daily basis, that you don't talk to on a daily basis. You really can. You're welcome. You're welcome, Brilliant. You're welcome. Definitely, sis. Everybody in this chat, you know how I am. I don't have to have a big old congregation over here. Because, see, people don't usually like to be uplifting and motivational. They like exciting things. They like to be dramatic. But over here in Lions Pride, we like to try and, uplift people, encourage people, motivate people. And when anybody's going through something, just kind of try to help them to get through it. Try and help them to get through it if we can, however we can. That's what I really, like to do. Because it's just like when I say, some of the channels that people come to, they say, oh, they're always trying to be positive, or they're always trying to be uplifting and motivational. What's wrong with that? And a lot of times people are doing that to be that way for their audience and to be that way for themselves. You never know who may come across your video. Somebody may come across your live replay that'll never come back to your chat, but you may say something, or they may see a comment in the chat that makes their day, So I always try to be that way. And just because those of us who do have channels like that where we're trying to be motivational and encouraging and uplifting, doesn't mean you won't see us somewhere else on these YouTube streets saying hello in the chat, talking in the chat. That's doing something totally different from what we do. We all have our little things that we like to do. And we all have the major thing that we like to do. And over here, I just majorly like to uplift people, because when I do that, I get uplifted myself. When I encourage other people, I encourage myself. And sometimes that's the only way you can encourage yourself. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation where you're down and out and you're just feeling like you're just like in a rut. You're in a slump and you're trying to get out of it, and you really can't. You really can. But if you start thinking positively or trying to do something good for someone else, or you can even try and, give somebody else a pep talk. Sometimes that pep talk that you give to somebody else is the pep talk that you needed. Sometimes the pep talk that you give to somebody else is the pep talk that you needed. And a lot of times what I find is that when people go through things, or they're going through things, a lot of times they may feel weak when it comes to themselves, but when they see someone that they love going through something, their strength shows. Their strength shows through. So use that strength that shows through for someone else, and take that in for yourself. Sometimes that's how you have to take it in for yourself. Sometimes you may not be good at getting up, looking in the mirror, and giving yourself a pep talk. Because what you're doing is that, and I can understand that, because you're thinking about your problems and the things that you're going through, and you just can't, you can't give yourself the pep talk that you need. But when you see someone else that you love, or you may not even have a big connection to them, you just see somebody and you have empathy and sympathy for someone, and you start giving them some encouraging words. If you take a minute and kind of step back, those same words that you give to someone else can be your own motivation, can be your own encouragement. Brian says, you preaching today, sis. You out here giving big wisdom, hope, and motivation. That's what it's all about, Brian. That's what it's all about. Do you want to have fun? Yes, we want to have fun on here. We don't want to be humdrum all the time. But to me, why isn't encouraging people and motivating people, why isn't that considered fun? So many times I see so much stuff going on here, and I say to myself, I won't dare say it to them, because some people just truly want things the way that they are. However their situation is, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, they like it like that. But sometimes when I see people going through things with each other, I'm like, I wonder if they could just call a truce for a week. Like, call a truce for a week. Or just even if it's not a truce, just don't engage for a week. Come to an understanding that, we're just going to not engage for a week. See if we can talk about something else. See if we can come up with some other things that we want to discuss, you know, about other things and not each other. Once that week goes by, I often wonder how many would go right back into what it was before, or how many would say, you know what, that was nice. That was nice. To get that breather, that was nice. But there's always going to be an antagonist. Then there's always going to be an antagonizer. Even if things were to get good, get gravy and go sweet, there's always going to be an antagonizer that's not going to be satisfied with the fact that, okay, they laid off each other for a little bit. Kind of like a truce was called. Like I said, it doesn't have to even be a truce when people are into it online. Just say, hey, we're going to just fall back and leave each other alone, not even address each other, you know, and see how that works out. In a lot of cases, it probably can work out great, but you'll always have that pot stirrer that's going to be fiending, screaming, steaming mad that you guys came to some type of resolution. I'm like, can there just be like a truce? Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Like I tell y'all all the time, some people walk around their own home and they don't speak to their mate because of they're angry. So can you not do that on social media? Can you not do that on social media? But it's always going to be somebody. There's always going to be an antagonizer who's going to see that, hey, this is going a little bit too good. But when that happens, let's see who can say, you know what, I see what's happening. I see the antagonizing going on, but I'm just going to continue to keep it good. I'm going to continue to keep it sweet. I'm going to continue to let everything be cool and easy breezy. Hey, Joshua. Hey. Brian says, right, exactly. No lies, pride. My thoughts exactly. Most times, all the fussing is about nothing, a misunderstanding, or about someone else's mess. Yep, that ain't got nothing to do with something with you. Shaking my head. Hey there, Joshua. Welcome to the live, Joshua. Sassy says, hi, Joshua. Brian says, Joshua, hey, little bro. Right. And so, nobody's trying to tell you what to do. It's just there comes a time where when you want to adult. You want to do some adulting. And sometimes people feel like adulting is doing what they want to do, no matter how good or how bad. But I feel like adulting is putting yourself in a place of calm, peace, and understanding. You know, will it last forever? Probably not. But it should be able to last for a while. Sassy says, waste of time. Yep, waste of time. So if it is a truce, if that's what they want to call it, or if it is just okay, not so much a truce because we'll never be able to stand each other. I don't like you, you don't like me. But we can just ignore each other. So if there is a time of ignorance, see, a lot of times people take certain words and they want to make them bad. Ignorant is not a bad word. Okay? To ignore somebody is not always a bad thing. So if there is a time of ignorance of each other, that could be such a good thing. That could be easy. It could be breezy. It can make you feel so much better. Blood pressure won't be up. Stress level won't be up. Anxiety won't be through the roof. Hey, Brian. Joshua says, hi, Sassy. Brian says, hello, Lines Pride, listening after my swim walking. I adore you so much, as you know. Oh, Brian, thank you. I adore you too. I appreciate that. I appreciate those kind words. I truly do. Joshua says, nobody has time for nasty vibes. That's why I just keep my mouth shut. Please hit the thumbs up and share. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. I know, Joshua, sometimes that's the best thing to do. Oftentimes, that's the best thing to do. And if you go somewhere where there's some action, it's nothing at all wrong with you being there. You just know how to conduct yourself accordingly. You know, you conduct yourself accordingly. If you want to be a part of the action, you're going to conduct yourself and you're going to make yourself a part of it. But if you're just there to say hello and hi, then that's what you can do. We're all adults and you do what you want to do. And you're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting anybody by going to somebody else's chat or channel and saying something kind to them, you know, and then going to somebody else's chat and saying something kind to them. You know, you're not antagonizing. You're not being a part of the rough stuff. So you should be able to do that in peace. You should be able to do that in peace. And I appreciate you, Brian, for dropping down into the chat. Hadn't seen you in a while. I'm so glad to see you. I am so glad to see you. I am. Depression is the worst. Poor health. Yes, Joshua. It contributes to poor health. It definitely does. And then like what somebody else does on their channel or for their channel, I mean, I don't care anything about that. I don't care anything about that. Not enough to try to, criticize, reprimand, or critique them. No, I don't care anything about that. The interactions that they have with other people, guess what? They're grown. And those people who they're interacting with, they're grown. So I don't care anything about that. A lot of times we're too invested in what somebody else has going on. As a content creator, I feel like, just create content. Create content. Create. That word create needs to be plastered on to YouTube. Create. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much we can get on here and talk about. Drama, crimes, fun shows, reality shows. If that's not what you're into, then you can do some things of your own, like do it yourself channels, auto channels, auto body channels, sewing channels, cooking channels. There's so much on here that you can do that's more of a stress relief than adding on stress. It's more stress relief. Why add on stress? If someone's doing something that you don't like or that's not to your liking, don't watch them. Don't watch them. If it stresses you that bad, don't add on to that stress. And somebody could say, well, you're telling people what to do. No, I'm just trying to tell you what to do. I'm telling you what to do in a positive way. I'm trying to help you keep your blood pressure down. And I'm not telling you, I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting. Because like I always say, over here we don't criticize anybody. We all like a little drama. We all like a little drama. We all like things a while sometimes. But there has to come a time when there's an excess. You don't want things to be excessive. It's just like when we talk about food and things like that. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. I forgot about that. Brilliant says, Sonya, I can't see you if you are here. Hey, Queen. If not, thinking of you, sis. Yes, she is here, Brilliant. She's going by Sassy now. She's going by Sassy. So if you hear me say Sassy, I'm talking to Sonya. I've slipped up a few times and said Sonya, but I've been trying to go by her, her new handle, her new name. Brian says, I'm retired here. I'm retired, have been to 3 countries. Hubby and I during the summer and enjoying yes, I remember that, Brian. You were talking about seeing the grands. Seeing them in separate states where our son and daughters lives. Much love, Lines, Pride, and chat. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Travel, Brian. Enjoy. Enjoy. Live it up. Sassy says, Brian Grable. Yes, love it. Yeah, just live it up, Brian. Live it up. Travel. See places you haven't seen before. See places you have seen before. Sometimes we have those special places, our favorite places that we love to revisit. Do everything. And most importantly, time with those children and those grandchildren. Brian says, life is too short to be negative. Yes, so negative all the time. All the time. Sonya says, brilliant. I'm sassy now. Yes, so in case you hear me say sassy, Brilliant, I'm talking to Sonya. Brilliant says, Brilliant, exactly. Joshua says, hi, Brian. Y'all, it's an hour and 8 minutes. So it's time for me to get my butt off here. I thank you guys. I appreciate you for coming into this Let's Walk and Talk Live. We try to make these daily. Sometimes we miss a couple of days, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. The Lord's will, we come back and we start where we left off. Okay? We start where we left off. Sometimes we repeat, sometimes we say something new, but whatever which we're doing, we're trying to uplift, motivate, encourage, and be a true nugget for somebody. Be a true nugget to somebody. Be a true nugget for somebody. And anything I say in this video is not meant to be professional advice, medical advice, or treatment or diagnosing, but it's just things that we know as people that we've done, that we've seen help us or other people, and we want to share those as nuggets. We want to share those as nuggets. Brian says, hello, as Joshua Love. Sassy says, right on. And Sassy, I did not know I was going to be on my elliptical. I think that was yesterday. I didn't know until the last minute. My schedule flipped. I kind of swapped with somebody. So I'm going to put it on there. We got to figure out. Maybe we can do it today or tomorrow. If you have a day, leave it on one of my community posts where we can do it together. One day next week, we can work out together. Joshua says true. So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Like I always say, if you don't have peace, you have chaos. If you don't have positivity, you have negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live together, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. Okay? Don't let bothered people bother you, and don't leave any place with more stress than you went with. If you see or feel that you're becoming stressed, try your best if you can to remove yourself from that situation or from that place, from that area. As soon as you can. As soon as you can. If you can't do it immediately, do it as soon as you can. Yes, Brian, exactly. Stay moving and hydrated. Y'all know that is the number one reason I'm doing this Let's Walk and Talk Live, is for us to stay moving and to stay hydrated, to stay encouraged, to keep those joints moving. Because as we age, or if you get injuries, those joints will stiffen up on you. So we just want to keep moving, and we want to keep everything as healthy as possible. And like I said yesterday, just because you exercise does not mean you won't come, have some issues. You don't feel like, well, I exercise and I still have issues, so I'm going to stop. No, continue. Because if you do exercise and you do have issues, hopefully you'll be able to bounce back from those issues quicker. A lot quicker than you would if you're just a couch potato. Okay? You don't want to just sit around and do nothing. You don't want to be a couch potato. All right? You don't want to be a couch potato. Whenever you have something going on, when you exercise, because I see so many people say, well, he was exercising, he still had this, or she was exercising and she still went through that. Sometimes things are it's genetics. Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes people are going to have issues. Sometimes people are born with issues. So, like I said, not being a doctor, not trying to diagnose or treat, but most healthcare professionals will tell you that movement is the best thing for you. It's the best thing for you. So, don't get discouraged if you have high blood pressure and exercise is not getting it down. If you have glucose issues and exercise isn't helping the way that they say, oh, if you do this and you do that, it'll come down. For some people, it does. It works. That's all they need is a lifestyle change. For some people, they can change their lifestyle and it's still up a little bit. They still need some extra help. Don't be discouraged. Continue to work out, continue to move. Because as I said, it could be something as simple as a common cold. If you're a couch potato, you're probably going to take a little bit longer to get over that cold than you would if you move around. If you're a person who moves around a lot. You're probably going to take, the Sassy says, Brian, yes. Joshua says, let's move forward, not backwards. Yes, Joshua, yes. Brian says, my lines pride in chat. Brian says, Sassy, sweetie. Joshua says, just stay fit always. Right. Brian says, right, your lines pride, I agree. Sassy says, my doctor tells me keep moving. Right, exactly. Keep moving. And sometimes you may feel a little bit tired or worn out. If it seems to be excessive, of course, talk to your healthcare provider. But if it's just because you're kind of just getting started, or maybe you've taken a long break and you're restarting, don't let that discourage you. Just do what you can. Don't try to push it too hard. Don't try to push it too much. Do what you can until you build yourself back to a place where you feel like, okay, this is better. This is better. You're not getting tired as quickly as you were because you're building your stamina. You're building up, you're being energized. You know, sometimes you have to build up build up your intensity. You have to increase your intensity slowly to get the results that you want or get the feeling that you want. You don't have to be so fast, and it doesn't have to happen so quickly. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent. That's just like when things are going on with you at work, at church, friendships. Try and stay positively consistent. Try to stay positively consistent. Joshua says, Apple keeps doctor away. Sassy says, sweat that cold out. Yeah, sweat that cold out. A lot of people will tell you, that if they kind of sit around, because a cold can be something else. It'll get you down, and sometimes you have to slow down. But as much as possible, try to move. Try to move. And if you can work out, doesn't have to be strenuous. Work out and try to sweat it out. Try and sweat it out. Of course, take something if you need to, but try to move around, because if you're congested and you're just kind of sitting around and laying around, you're going to remain congested a lot longer than if you get up and kind of move around. Notice when you start to move around, that congestion starts to loosen up. When you start to move around, that congestion starts to loosen up. So have your humidifier, your vaporizer, all those good things, so that your environment can help to loosen that cold up. And then, most importantly, move around. Move around and you'll start to feel it. It'll start to loosen up. It'll break loose. Bryn says, great advice, chat. Yes. Bryn says, water, and more water. Right. We always encourage water over here. Always. The only time I don't encourage water is if you have a health issue, whereas, that may not be beneficial for you. But we have to have water. Even for people who have health issues, they may just have to limit their water. But if everything is good, drink water. It helps to prevent with your headaches and things like that. If you have a headache, if your lips are dry lips, one of the first signs of dehydration. Squeeze the skin on the back of your hand. If your skin is tinting, meaning if you squeeze it between your two fingers and it stays up for a while, that's a sign of dehydration. Look for signs of dehydration. If your eyes are dry, sometimes it's just dry eyes. Some people suffer with dry eyes, but sometimes dry eyes is the first sign for some people that lets them know that they're dehydrated. So, things like dry lips, that's one of the first signs. So try to make sure that you get water. They say 8 cups a day, 8 ounce cups a day. Some people say, well, 6 to 8, because I guess it's hard for them to get in that much. But some people don't even drink 1 or 2 cups. So if you're not drinking 1 or 2 cups, at least try to start off with 4. I mean, some people truly don't drink water. They don't drink water unless it's just like they're just thirsty, like they're just to the point where they gotta get water, even though they don't like it. So if you only drink 1 or 2 cups a day, if that much, then try to start off saying, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that I drink 2 cups a day, and I'm gonna do it in the morning, and in the evening I'm gonna drink 2 more cups. Set those type of goals for yourself. So water is the most essential nutrient. Water. It's the most essential. It's the most essential to us. So make sure you get it. Again, unless you're on some type of restriction, make sure you get it. Try to get you 6 to 8 cups a day. And if you are on a restriction, then consult. Your healthcare provider has told you what you can do. Get whatever he said that is fine for you, because water is crucial. Water is crucial. Bryn says, if you have issues, more than likely you are taking meds, so drink water to flush those pills that are toxin. Yes, that's true. But sometimes people retain fluid. So it depends on what's going on or what organ is affected. They may not be able to drink like the average person. So that's why I always say talk with your healthcare provider. If you feel like you're retaining fluid, sometimes you have to cut back, but he's never going to tell you not to drink water. He may just kind of restrict you. He may restrict you, but if you have no restrictions, drink your 6 to 8 cups a day. 10 if you want to. Drink you 10 if you want to. Sassy says cucumber water. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I throw up a short. I'll throw up a short in a minute. Throw me some lemons, cucumbers over in some water. I'll do lemons, cucumbers, limes. I do cantaloupe, blueberries. Just throw it over in a cup of water and let it sit overnight. And when I get ready to go, grab it. That water tastes so good. It tastes so good. Cucumber water, melon water, cantaloupe. If you like cantaloupe. What's the other one? Honeydew melon. Chop some cantaloupe and some honeydew melon. Chop those up. Throw them over in a cup of water. Let them sit in the fridge overnight. Grab it and go. You won't even think about adding sugar or finding a sugary drink. Brian said, yes, I agree. Refer to your doctor and know what you are intaking. Big Pharma is real. Yes, yes, yes. No. Let your doctor know what supplements you're taking. Because sometimes people are quick to take supplements, but they won't take their medicines. The doctor will sometimes give you a little while and say, well, okay, we're going to wait and you come back in 3 months. If that's still up a little bit, we may have to put you on something. So you may be able to say, okay, doc, and it may be still a little bit elevated. You may be able to talk him into waiting another 3 months. But make sure that you're making the lifestyle changes that you can make to try to help those numbers get better. Don't just keep telling him to wait and you're not doing the, hello. Don't just keep telling him to wait and you're not doing some of the lifestyle changes that you're not making some of the lifestyle changes that you can make. So, nobody likes to take medicine. But like I said, sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry about that. I got a call, y'all. My niece was calling me. My niece was calling me. It's money, big money, Brian. Hey, look, ain't it all about the money, y'all? Ain't everything all about the money in this world, in this country, in this world? Joshua says lemon water is best for toxins and help burn calories and lose weight. Brian says right lines fried. Brian says water does amazing things for your body, for real, for real. Yes. Is lemon water or lemon water? Is lemon water or you mean is lemon or lime? I think it's just your choice. I think both are good. Lemon and lime, I think both are good. Brilliant. Because when I don't have lemon, if I have lime, I get it. Or if I'm at the store and the lemon doesn't look good, I get lime. And sometimes I just want the lime taste. So I just get lime off the bat. Brian says, do what you can do naturally. Yes, yes, absolutely. Brian says, sadly so. Sassy says, Brian, both are good. Yeah, both of them are good. Both of those citrus fruits are good. The lemon and lime. They're acidic, but once they enter your body, once your body digests them, they become alkaline. They're acidic, but once your body digests them, they become alkaline. And they're good for you. Sassy says, I use both lemon and lime. Oh, okay, cucumber. Brian says, laugh out loud, I meant, is cucumber or lemon water better? Oh, okay. I don't think one is better than I think maybe some people have a certain preference, but I'll throw both of them in water. A lot of times that's what I do. I have lemon and cucumber in my water. And then if I don't want that, I'll do like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Then sometimes the melons, the honeydew melon, the cantaloupe, watermelon. Some people use watermelon. And then, of course, I'll do vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Sometimes just solo. Sometimes I add it into usually if I do apple cider vinegar, I'll put it in the lemon or lime water. Or I'll drop a little bit in the fruit. When I use fruit, I'll drop a little bit of it in there. But a lot of times I'll just do vinegar water, apple cider vinegar water. I'll do it solo or I'll do it with one of those other combinations. Brian says, okay, it's been a pleasure. I'm really out of the chat now. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Brian. It has been a pleasure. And I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad that you came back. I appreciate it. Sassy says, Brian, good night. Sassy says, I like cucumber because of the acidity of the lemon. Yeah, yes, yep. And that cucumber just pulls that water. Just, oh, that cucumber is so refreshing. So refreshing. Brian says, good night, Brian. Brian says, love you all in chat, especially the host. I appreciate it, Brian. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being so kind, and I love you dearly. I love you dearly. So that said, y'all, what? That hour, look, that hour and 8 minutes has turned into an hour and 24 minutes. See, it's always hard to leave when you're having fun. It's always hard to leave when you're having fun and when you have people participating in the chat, giving good, sound, solid advice, you know, just helping each other out, trying to let us know, you know, some things that work for us. If it works for me, it may not work for you. If it works for you, it may not work for me. But it may work for someone I know. It may work for someone you know. It could work for your spouse. It could work for your child. It could work for your parent. You know, it could work for your coworker, for your friend. We're just trying to give, you know, just drop some nuggets that seem to work for us. Drop some nuggets that seem to work for us. Sonia says, good night, laugh out loud. Brian says, I will try. I think she means I'll be trying the cucumber ASAP. Yeah, because brilliant. Remember you ate that orange when Six Balls was in the chat? Six Balls said that the orange was good for a headache. And you actually had orange that day and you ate it. And it worked. It worked. And I read up on that after Six Balls said it, and I did see where it does. It says that, you know, orange, it was quite a few things like other fruit too that they said could help if you have a headache. Now they did say that sometimes it's the opposite for some people. Something about the acidity of it may contribute to someone's headache, but the most of what I saw said that it could help. Milk, I saw that milk can help with the headache. Have y'all ever heard that? Milk? And I actually saw that day that Six Bowls came to the chat and was telling us about the oranges. Reached home, time for a shower. I know that's right, Brian. As soon as I get off here, I'm heading straight to the shower. Straight to the shower. Brian says, amen. The nuggets dropped in this chat are valuable. Yes, you guys are valuable. The nuggets that you drop, they're valuable. I try to drop valuable nuggets. I would like to be looked at as valuable, as a contributor to good, you know? We want to be looked at as good contributors. We want to be looked at as good contributors. We want to be looked at as helping neighbors. No, neighbors helping neighbors. So again, I appreciate y'all for hanging in here with me, for us being on here for an hour and a half. I have truly enjoyed it. I'm going to get in the shower. I have a salad, a nice salad. And I'm going to call my niece when I'm done with that, because I'm sure she'll be fussing. Because I told her I was in the middle of a live and I didn't want the live to drop, y'all. Brian says, sis, I brought a bag of oranges with me up here. It has now helped 2 other people with their headaches. See? Thanks, Six Bowls. Brian says, you are a large pride. It's a positive vibe here. Yes, that's what I go for, Brian. That's what I hope to be. That's what I hope to be. And you guys help me with that as well. All of us do. We all contribute. We all make these lives. We all make them, you know, the good lives that they are. I appreciate you guys. And on that note, I will see you guys. I hope you can join me on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow. If not, since tomorrow is Friday, I'll see you guys this weekend. I will see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, this weekend. Bye, y'all. Hey, Tariq, I'm good. I'm about to get out of here. Join us tomorrow, Tariq. Bye.